So hello everybody and welcome to another update from Quantum Plant Healing. My name is David Val and this is my partner.
Bella.
And today we want to share with you some more information about the unfolding journey that we've all been on here at Quantum Plant Healing, where we're at in the journey, and also about the new, we don't really want to call it a journey, we don't have a name for it, but the return of the goddess. This is where we're at in the process now, inviting the goddess back into our lives fully. But there was also a bit of a journey to get here, right, Bella?
Yes, so we started with the Rainbow Bridge journey, which was that first process of reconnection with ourselves, with our multidimensional selves, with our heart. So it was quite the process. It was really beautiful. Amazing testimonials came out of it.
Right, yeah. I mean, the Rainbow Bridge journey was super powerful, and really, at the end of all of it, what we came to realise was that we were being given a way to really reconnect with our hearts, the organ that is the direct conduit to our fifth dimensional consciousness, place of unconditional love and creativity and fun, the place where the goddess really resides. But in order to be able to fully receive that energy, we need to be connected back on our heart. So after the Rainbow Bridge journey, it was clear to us that that process needed to unfold and needed a container for that to happen. So the quest of the quantum heart was born out of that experience, and that was also incredibly powerful and showed all of us, both of us included, many things about the nature of the heart and also what happens when we remove the masks or even some elements of the ego, various control mechanisms or belief systems or structures that we've set up in our lives, and particularly around our heart, mostly to prevent us from being hurt, right, Bella?
And it took us and the people in the container in a pilgrimage kind of journey, which was really beautiful, not only with ourselves but also with the surroundings.
Right, and you know, this is a process that we can understand in the form of a pilgrimage or even a hero's journey or a hero's quest. But in the end, when we reconnect back into our heart and we've removed all of these aspects of ourselves that are no longer us, maybe the faces that we've shown to other people to fit in, to be accepted, friends, family, work colleagues, it could be any number of faces that we've worn. But if they're faces that are not really a true reflection of ourselves and they're removed, then it leaves a space. And sometimes that space can seem a little strange, and rather than let something fill it for us, it's better if we invite an energy in, which is really how we got to this part of the process.
Yes, so we've come now to the return of the goddess, which is our new in the war, shall we say.
Right.
And she wants to be very present. She wants to come back to our hearts after everybody has been through such an intense journey of healing, of removal of programs, of so many things. So she wants to come in to help us become whole again.
Right, and so the journey to fully receive the goddess is a pilgrimage, really, is a hero's quest, a hero's journey, a heroine's journey, however you want to look at it. But in the process of inviting the goddess back into ourselves at the individual level, we're also opening up the fractal possibility for that to happen for the collective. But as the goddess always points out, we start with ourselves. And so what is the quest of the quantum heart really about? Well, in many ways, it's about finding what's in our heart and how to infuse that energy with the energy of the goddess, with creativity, with fun, in a user-friendly world, which is where we all want to reside, really. And once we've made that invitation open from our hearts, and we've opened our hearts to that process, then the energy can start to flow in. Unless, of course, we've got some blockages or belief systems that still need to be released. And so that's the process of creating space, and then inviting in the new, and at the same time being able to receive the blueprint from your higher self.
So what the goddess is wanting to communicate is that it's a reconnection to love, to our divine blueprint. It's a whole journey of self-remembrance of who we truly are, to regain that divine connection.
Right, and you know, this is all about how we become equal and opposite in ourselves, how we understand the nature of duality, how we become non-dual, how we can take the eagle's perch perspective, and how we can then start to observe those places where we still may get triggered. Maybe some emotions come up, and this is all part of the transformation or alchemical process the goddess can give us, and allow that energy to be released from a form that no longer serves us into something that does serve us, which gives us newfound kinetic energy for our blueprint to manifest in the 3D world.
And that reconnection to what the goddess symbolizes, which is Mother Earth, which is fertility, which is the embrace and love that we all want to have in our lives and long for.
Right, and to come to a place of balance within ourselves on all levels, to be the inner yin-yang symbol really is also part of this journey to become whole and not need anything else from anybody else, including needing to be loved by anybody else. To love ourselves is more than enough. And the goddess really invites us into that place of self-love, right, Bella?
So, yes, and there was a very deep journey of healing our inner child during the Rainbow Bridge journey, and that is essential. That's why it's very much recommended that to come into this new journey, you've done at least the quantum plant upgrade, so you have some tools, or the Rainbow Bridge journey. Either one of those, it's ideal to jump into this new one, which is the 5D Return of the Goddess.
But as we always say, you know, in all of these videos we put out and all of the immersions that we run, there are no restrictions. We're just trying to guide in the best ways that we've been guided to share how to enter this process in the best shape really for yourself to be able to receive these energies. And so again, some of you may just hear this video for the first time, maybe just come across me and Bella for the first time, and maybe ready to jump straight in, having done lots of inner work, maybe on different trackways and pathways. This is the beauty of the work with the plants, is that everybody is able to come in at any place having done their own work without necessarily having to have done lots of stuff with us either, right?
Yes. During this journey, we will also understand more about what happened to the goddess through the galactic history. We'll probably bring some of the stories of the stellar nations so that we all understand how the beauty and the joy and the love of the goddess left our galaxy thousands of years ago. And that's how we've been living in a young galaxy and planet, and everything that's been happening is always been guided by power or violence or any of those more low octave kind of emotions.
Right, and so in the bigger galactic cosmic story, we're also now coming into the final stages, having been for a more Lemurian yin existence that was much more of the etheric realms, much more with the goddess feminine energy. Then there was a process of coming into physicality, which required the solar energy of the sun and the more yang energy. But as in all of these stories, things have to play out so that we all learn different things. And so this is part of becoming non-dual, and this her story, his story, and now we're moving into this place of our story. How do we become individuated drops of consciousness in the ocean of the collective consciousness without losing ourselves? And so a lot of this process is also about becoming boundaried and about being a witness to many things, and without necessarily having to get involved in what's going on for others around us, even if they're people maybe who are close to us. This is all about us now, and getting centered in self and remembering what is our life purpose, and then perhaps reconnecting with people around us in a different way.
Yes, and that'll be without any blogs or programs or soul fragments that we've lost along the way. And for all of those things, we've given you solutions through the Rainbow Bridge journey, the quantum plant upgrade. But it's that deep ancestral healing that we need to do, the final one.
Yeah, and so in this place of unconditional love, it becomes much easier from an Eagle's Perch 5D perspective to understand that everybody's been a victim really in this process at some point, and there is nobody to blame, there is no judgment, there's no shame, no guilt, no nothing.
At the same time, there are no victims.
There are also no victims, exactly. So this is also part of the programming, and so we can let all of this go and understand that we've all been participating in the beautiful unfolding experience that is designed to allow the universe to evolve, for us to evolve, and for us to evolve within the universe. And so in this place, it's much easier to let go of things. And so then if we are called in this pathway that we are on as individuals, that we feel like we want to release ancestral trauma because we've been able to put awareness to maybe how it's come into our lives and affected us, then now it's so much easier to release these energies that no longer serve us. And we can say thank you to the processes for helping us all to evolve and to grow and to get stronger and to become, again, our multidimensional selves in full remembrance.
Yes. So some of the things that will be part of our beautiful Return of the Goddess are plants, essences, astrology. We'll also have the Mayan wave spell as a container.
Right.
And this time is going to be the red moon, which is just perfect because this archetype is all about universal water, fertility, cycles of life, that feminine healing energy.
Right, and so as we've said before, you know, in these journeys, although this one isn't so much a journey, it's a remembrance and a reconnection and a process to wholeness again. We like to bring in different elements, including the plants, and we'll be working with different plants that have very strong goddess qualities to them. We're also going to be working with different goddess archetypes across different cultures, and we're also going to be working, as always, with the astrology and with a very, very strong mind dream spell or wave spell. And we're right now still in the process of Venus in her retrograde cycle, and the first part of this 13-day wave spell with the return of the goddess will still be in the final processes of review of the heart space of what Venus wants to show us. And then on the 3rd of September, she goes stationary direct, and so then the energy is going to go fully forwards. And so it's really important that in those days that we've done our final bits of reviewing, are we ready to fully open our hearts to the new earth energies, which are very, very present on the planet right now. And again, we're in a big choice moment, everybody, about which way we want to go. And this is the way of the heart, this is the way of the goddess, and this is the way of fractal existence. And being at one with nature, with all of these beautiful plants, is a really, really good way to stay grounded and centered in that fractal way of living and being.
And Mother Earth is already shifting, so what we want to do is be part of that process of evolution and do what we can to purify ourselves, to purify our waters, and be part of this evolution towards 5D.
Right, and so a big part of this process is kind of lightening the load, as Mother Earth wants to lighten her load of the heavy energies and things that don't serve her anymore. The same is true for us, and as she rises, we can also rise, but we need to make sure that we don't have any old ballast that's holding us down, or weights that maybe just need to be loosened and let go of. And so this is a joyful process. It's meant to be, it's meant to be uplifting, it's meant to be expanding, and it's meant to be showing us the possibilities that we've always held encoded within ourselves, and our higher self, with the assistance of the goddess energy returning fully into each and every one of us, can now have a space and a container to be fully healed, to be whole, and to be again with the blueprints that we've always held within ourselves for the future, present, moment, past, that we've always wanted for ourselves.
So if you have been feeling the call of the goddess, as many of us have, through different messages, through different ways of reconnecting with our self-love, self-esteem, self-respect, and to achieve that point of freedom and living from the heart in 5D. So this is the invitation for you, whether you're male or female, because the goddess is part of everybody, not just females.
Right, and this is about a big rebalancing of energies on the planet, a necessary process. And again, we wish to give love and thanks to all the beings that have got us to this place on the evolutionary journey. But now a new way of being is coming to the planet for all of us, and all we have to do is be in the place to receive, and that's where the choice is. So we thank you all for listening to this latest update from Quantum Plant Healing. Thank you from myself, David.
Thank you from my part, Bella.
And we look forward to seeing you hopefully somewhere within the QPH tribe, and hopefully maybe joining us for the return of the goddess. The more of us that participate, as always, the more collective energy we can generate, and the more that we can also free our own energies. There's so much love and support in all of these immersions and journeys that we do, and it's been such a beautiful process to bond with so many beings all over the planet. And this is also part of the new quantum way of being. We don't necessarily have to be in person to make those heartfelt connections, and that's been a big part of this unfolding process of the last 12 months or so with QPH and all of the plant immersions. So we look forward to seeing you very, very soon, and hopefully we'll see you with the return of the goddess. Take it easy. Ciao for now.